Okey, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera. Pertama-tamanya saya ucapkan kata syukur kepada Allah kerana semua berada di sini. Alhamdulillah. Kita tak nak angkat terlengahkan masa. So, grup 1, Cik Muhammad Sufian, Cik Siti Mahira dengan Cik Tok Nam Hasan. Yang mana supervisornya hadir hari ini Dr. Nur Azairiah Fatimah dan pemeriksanya ialah Dr. Faridah dan Misman. Serta kita juga ada di talian penyelia-penyelia yang lain dan juga sini ada pemeriksa dan penyelia yang lain. Serta kita ada wakil daripada EMBA27JB Dr. Zulina Ismail. Assalamualaikum. Welcome to Viva EMBA27JB UiTM Johor. So, pelajar-pelajar diberikan masa 15 minit untuk presentation. Okey, selepas presentation selesai, pemeriksa akan berikan soalan selama dalam lebih kurang 15 minit juga lah. So, are you ready? So, your time starts now lah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum to panel and examiner, Dr. Faridah, our supervisor, Dr. Azairiah, our EMBA coordinator, Dr. Tahira Bibi, and to all lecturer and panel. Wish you all in great health. Today, our team, which is me, Muhammad Sufian, Siti Mahira, and Tua Amru, will be presenting on the determinant of turnover intention among workforce in Indonesia Marine and Heavy Engineering. As for start, let's bring you closer to MSC. MSC is oil and gas company was established 15 years ago. Located in Pasir Gudang with a workforce more than 3,000 and with 1,000 vendors and subcontractors. The main business is doing the oil and gas fabrication and also marine repair. MSC is also part of this oil and gas company, who also involved in the turnover plan and this consultancy like engineering. We talk about the background of our study on the turnover intention. But before that, in our view of the talents for employees, there is almost 3,000 plus in MSC. And with the support from the vendor and subcontractors, we experience on a high turnover rate. So according to until then, in 2022, turnover intention is defined as an employee deliberate or intend to resign from the current position and with the company that they work. In 2022, Malaysia turnover rate marked the second highest compared to other countries, i.e. the Philippines, where MSC is 18% and Philippines is 90.6%. This the increase of the turnover rate or the employee resign from the company, it worried most the company on the and the management. So we, as a employee and the middle management of Malaysia Marine Engineering, myself, Amru and Mahira, we compare and discuss with our supervisor, we choose this topic and to conduct a study and to understand further on this issue. What's the problem statement? So, like I said before, in 2020 and up to 2023, straight 4 years, MSC experienced 147 and go up to 261. So, it's a lot. So, we did conduct an exit interview with our HR, and there's a 3 main factor as what we call defined by or stated by the employee who resigned the company. Number 1, compensation, workload, and supervisor support. So, other factor based on our study as quoted by a researcher. There's 5 famous factors. On the compensation, you mean that salary, benefit, medical as well, and then workload. So, supervisor support, role conflict, and job control. Quoted is the famous quoted explanation. Okay, next. So what's our research objective and research question? There's a 3 RO and 3 RQ or research question. So first, to determine the influence factors toward this turnover internship. And second, RO number 2, to determine the most influential. And then RO number 3, to come out with this recommendation using the business tool that we learned for almost 2 years in EMBA. So on the RQ, we go to what? So 3 what? 3W. What are the factors that determine influence toward turnover, and what is the most influential, and what are the recommendations that we can offer to this company that we work with. What analysis or tool that we use? We are using the partial list square structure equation modeling. So using the version 4. And why we use this, we are have discussion with our supervisor that try to use this with the most advanced software. And we did the regression analysis. And for the RO2 and RQ2, PLSPM, regression analysis, and we using this 3 method to analyze this. On the RO number 3, we using the pastel, and using the SWOT, and we okay, next. So, based on LR, quality review study, so exported letter to the each factor. So on the role conflict, so I will explain the role conflict based on this study or research. So role conflict, if the supervisor or company give the task is different from their the DJD, so it tend to left the company. And so go to compensation, small compensation that we give, and then it's more opportunity that we stay less than we. Same with the workload, more workload that we give, and then they tend to decline. Same with the job control related to this LOA. So some of the employee, they want to have the LOA. So especially we refer to new generation. So they feel comfortable if they follow 100%. So they need to have authority as a tempat. And supervisor support. So based on Swati and Setiawati 08, the study is covered that relationship between the turnover intention that support was influenced by co-employee motivation. So if supervisor does not support this employee, and of course the employee say, okay, I don't feel appreciated by my boss, then they tend to resign. Okay, that I mentioned just now, depend is a deliberate intent to resign from the position of the company. Okay, next. So before we go to concept to framework, let's go to the next slide. Next slide. Okay, this is academic construct related to hypothesis. Like I mentioned just now, there's a hypothesis with on compensation, workload, and up to role conflict. So more compensation, employee mistake, it's simple as that. And then workload, more workload, so employee will. And then quality support, less as we or supervisor support, and it will be issue and then for the employee to resign. Same goes to job control and role conflict. So what tool that we use? We use pastel and we use SWOT and Turut. What I mean by pastel? Pastel means that we study external factor. External factor related to this so example on this lifestyle, economic, social, and so on the pastel. And then SWOT. SWOT is an external factor. External factor which is inside the machine. And then lastly on the toe. Toe related, we combine this external and internal. For example, toe we start from the left, from the right, SW and OT. SWOT, SW. So we leverage the strength to mitigate the weakness. And then for the OT, opportunity, we use opportunity to capitalize the effect during our academic, okay? Previous slide. So with this, academic construct, and then we come up with this conceptual framework. I think that's all from me. Okay, with that, I pass to Tuan Amru to cover the chapter number 3 on methodology.
Thank you, Cik Sufian, and salam, good morning. So now let's continue next course of action in our study, which is the academic contract. We will use SWOT tools to identify the strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat to examine the following. Now let's allow me to walk through our research methodology from research design in the analysis technique stage. We will use quantitative approach using survey methodology for our research design. Our sampling design will be coming from convenience sampling among employees that were skilled in NPC. The sampling sizing was calculated from the power statistical analysis with minimum sample size of 90. However, we managed to obtain 214 samples from our survey, which we later briefed by my colleague, Faridah. Our research instrument will be using Likert scale survey. 1 indicate as strongly disagree, and 5 indicate strongly agree. And survey questionnaire from reputable scholar, namely Samuel Jones, 2022, for turnover intention instrument. Tarikh, absolutely Turut and Faridah, 2023, for compensation instrument. Sari and Dine Gabriel, 2016, for workload and supervisor support instrument. Then Heath and Louis, 2007, for job control instrument. And Join Edwin and Phillips, 2016, for role conflict instrument. Next will be the data collection from the 214 respondents. And further data analysis technique by PRS, as mentioned by Cik Sufian using smart PRS. And from the data derived from model, we will look further, check on the data reliability via composite reliability, CR, and if the CR value is above 0.7, it is considered acceptable, while CR value 0.6 can be tolerated. Discriminant validity also used to check the construct is in good convergent validity. If the ADE is more than 0.5. Subsequently, we will look into past probability value to determine the positive relationship for positive value, while negative relationship for negative value, and its strength, statistically significant p-value less than 0.05 in relation of independent variable or dependent variable. So with that, I hand over to my colleague, Faridah, for the next chapter.
Okay, so this is the analysis and finding for RO1 to determine the influence of compensation, workload, supervisor support, job control, and role conflict on over intention unit and energy. The convergent validity as displayed in the table. We are using PLS SEM analysis. So this is the data analysis and finding. The result reliability and validity. You can see all the construct shows high reliability of the loading with more than 0.5, and for the composite reliability more than 0.7. All constructs show good convergent reliability, AVD more than 0.5. Finding compensation as supervisor support negatively influence turnover intention. Workload and role conflict positively influence turnover intention. Job control negatively influence turnover intention. Role conflict is the most influential factor. Model explains 33.8 of the variance in turnover intention. Next is the measurement model. We are using the heterotrait monotrait ratio HTMP. All the item in the model has a loading less than 0.9 with the ranging 0.229 to 0.614, suggesting that discriminant value. Next. So this is the path coefficient assessment. The findings, compensation and supervisor support and role conflict negatively influence turnover intention, with the compensation coefficient negative 0.314, supervisor support coefficient negative 0.139, row conflict coefficient negative 0.032, and the positive one is workload 0.385 and job control 0.005. Last squared for turnover intention is 0.338 or 33.8% of the variance in turnover intentions. Next. This is the analysis and findings for Article 2, meaning that for negative relationship, when compensation, supervisor support, and role conflict increase, the turnover intention will be decreased. For positive relationship, when workload and job control increase, turnover intention will be increased too. The workload as the most influential factor, this is substantiated by both the height magnitude of each standardized coefficient with coefficient 0.38. Right, and a p-value of 0.000, strongly indicating statistical significance.
Okay, thank you for analysis and training. We will, from the SWOT, we come up with this tools, which is expose strategies, elaborate on the retention need, and strength threat for trusted contractor to negotiate on the compensation and better benefit. Weakness opportunity proposal is to address the stagnant compensation by revive the salary structure, and weakness threat to develop a comprehensive retention strategy. And now let's start our presentation with recommendation on the independent variable as per our conceptual framework. MHC to enhance its compensation by conducting market salary survey, introduce performance-based incentive, and enhance non-monetary benefit. Secondly, MHC to manage workload effectively by implementing workload management strategy, introduce flexible working hours, hire temporary staff during period. And number third is MHC to strengthen its supervisor support via invest in leadership training, foster open communication culture, implementing regular check-in and feedback sessions with employees. MHC to increase job control and autonomy within its employee by empowering employees in decision making, provide opportunity for new responsibility, implement flexible work arrangement. And lastly, MHC to reduce role conflict with clearly defined job role, ensure up-to-date job description, and foster interdepartmental communication. And with that, thank you from us, and thank you for having us for today's session.
Okay. Thank you very much. Congratulations for the presentations. You've done quite a good job in your report. Few questions to ask. Generally, I will give my detailed comments in for later. But I have few questions. That's that. So your topic is on the turnover tensions. That's to do your company. Okay, why you say that this turnover tension is a big problem or important problem to be solved in your company? There are no proof that the state that mentions how serious this turnover problem.
Let me explain on this. We are oil and gas company. So, oil and gas company, we are considered contractor. We are not the operator or owner. So we have to bid to get a project. So the soft factor for us to bid a project is a technical, commercial, and their reputation. So I would say the part of that. So part of this oil and gas requirement, we need to have a certain people with certain skill. And that guy need to submit the resume, need to do this. So we need to maintain the talent, and most of these employees who are left the company is for technical and very experienced people, more than 10 years. We have to study that. So we can see the conclusion I mentioned by Mahira and Amtu on this factor, 5 factor. It's 23 points, very short. It's not the factor why they have the it's the other factor. This is our suggestion for next to do study. Okay. Yeah, so look at
I
your
guess you're not really answering my question because I want to know is there any proof or statistic
Yes, there's a
that it's really serious.
That is really serious. Why really serious? For example, in the middle of the project, that we do the project, if that person is left the company, we need to resubmit the resume, we need to submit and get the interview. Unless we be penalty by this, by the, what we call the operator. So we have this, what we call clause where we sign the contract with them. And on top of that, if we manage to get the talent or experienced people coming right away after they left, it will be hamper the progress of planning. But we have that, we can show.
The turnover problem is cross departments.
So, based on our study, we take on the heavy engineering for doing the oil and gas platform and the marine.
How many departments involved?
Two departments. Started. So almost 860 something.
Okay. So when you developed your conceptual frameworks, do you refer to any theoretical models related to the turnover problem?
Yes. But all the fund ideas is according to the SSP that which are conducted by OHA. So that we just pick the 5 almost influence factor that contribute the most influence to the turnover intention image.
I think can you just limit what theory you refer because of the theory report, I didn't find any at least big discussions on the theory because when we want to develop the framework, we should discuss at least theory. I know you are doing applied, but at least because when we want to develop the framework itself, so like for example, we are referring to job satisfaction theory or occupation theory, psychological theory, so but theories from different.
So on the conceptual framework, but to the report that I mentioned just now, we refer to the two SWOT and so on. And also we refer to the exit survey, and we refer to the most cited study related to the factor of that's all.
Okay, from the theory, we refers to the as you see, the prior study that very established because of I think turnover studies, there are many studies related to turnover. There should be like the rules of turnovers. So you might put back in order to here. Just the provided to at least just a bit on theory related turnover. Okay. Move to your second science. You mentioned the turnover rate page 58, you have a report page 58. So you mentioned that the turnover rate is consistent across departments. May I know how many departments?
It's two departments.
Two departments?
Department.
So it's good if in your report you mentioned that's two departments. And it's good if you can have the percentage of each department, because you don't mention in the assignment, okay? And also in chapter 1, also you don't mention about it, about the department that you are focusing on. Like for example, maybe you can explain how many departments in HP, then you are focusing on in this
I think we did mention, I forgot that the but yeah, I'm sorry for that, but we're going to chat again.
Okay. Then you mentioned in page 29 about the sample size according to the G power is 92. I think one sample is 92. Then how you decide finally to have 214?
That number is only respond to our
How many total number of population come out from these two departments? Because kita I don't see the report.
The total population 3,000 plus the whole entire Malaysia, and for this department 864. 864.
Do you think about the 25%, around 25%.
We just said all, but so
The turnover rate, how much? The turnover rate is like both.
so 200, almost 200, which is almost 28, 30% of what they are.
Consistently over the year, or
So starting from 2020 up to 2024, from 147 go up to 261.
so maybe you in correct letter you just explain on the population and you discuss that on the population samples why finally it comes to 214.
Okay, to answer that, okay, just based on key power, they indicate that at minimum we need 92. But we sent all, and some of them are working at offshore, working at Saudi, okay, and then we sent all. And then we expect that we can get more till the data more accurate. But we only got maybe time constraint, so on.
You just explain and add up better, okay? And I think you just in the data collection method you just explain that you do a questionnaire survey, but you don't explain how to distribute the survey, like face to face, by hand, online. You just add on that one.
Okay.
So what do you understand? In page 53, you explain something on the collinearity effects. So what do you understand by these collinearity effects?
We get better.
First, it's good you have done all the analysis, all the tests. Basically, you have done all the tests, important tests. But the more important is good if you can elaborate more why those tests is important. What is the impact if those tests is not conducted, or if those tests the results do not meet the requirement or the something like that. Yeah. Very interesting. In your profile of respondents, I see you put religion as part of the question asked. I just want to know how this religion is important to this study. So you asked because of the I can see there is some statistic on the religions.
Okay, not only religion, we have the gender, we have year of service. We have 23.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah, but we only focus on the 5 factors. But why we do that? Maybe for the future study.
Okay, since you said that, you analyze out of in your statistic of the over. Because of your respondent, I can see because of maybe particularly in oil and gas, so majority of the staff is male. And there are certain numbers of 14% is male. So in terms of turnover ratios, how many percent contribute by male and female?
We have that number, but it's more than 60 or 70% male. But we're not focusing on our study. Yes, we do prepare the survey to ask about the gender, but we're not with our study.
I think we need to consider that because when you do the recommendation and for example, your most influential variable is or factors is women.
Yeah.
So you have to consider those workload, if female, male workload, will be senior. When you want to develop package or something, you might need to consider. Okay?
Sorry, just to ask the question. So we set the report based on that data.
I will give you the okay, page 61, section 4.1199. The data value, as I can see, the data value of the report is negative for compensations, rules, supervisor supports. Okay? But you mentioned this variable have a strong positive effect. Can we explain again for these 3 variable compensation, rule of conflict, and supervisor support? What is the effect of those beta value on the turnover? It's positive or negative?
Negative for the compensations, for example,
Okay, then, however, in your report, you mentioned it as positive. Okay, so page 61, I read up. But on the detail,
Correction on that.
yeah. Okay, refer to your, it's clear you answer RO1, your regressions, RO2, using the, you identify the problem. Because they on the RO3, when you want to develop your recommendations, so basically you use the SWOT and TOS analysis, right? So, however, in your report, during the presentation, I can see the technical to the SWOT analysis. Okay, I can see here you explain about strengths or the three strengths, three weaknesses. However, in the report, I don't see that detailed explanation. Even the table is not there.
Betul. I wish you include that analysis.
Okay, because of this SWOT, it's important when you want to develop the recommendation based on the. So, for example, SO. So you mentioned SO, the strength on opportunity. So when which strength that you match with the opportunity, because you have three strengths, so like one, reputation, workforce, client relationships, and then when you choose or when you talk about the opportunities, which one? So normally when we develop that, those levels, so we match. For example, S1 with O2, for example. S2 with threat number 3, because of you develop basically based on the matching of your analysis, because you want to develop the recommendations, right? So you match your strength to overcome the threat, to overcome the weaknesses. So it should be matched, something like that. Okay? And in your report, so you should explain in detail because of very brief on the SWOT analysis, and also the discussion of so there is no sections, but I can see here mentioned 4.14 predictive power, suddenly 4.14.1 strength threats. It should be different section power analysis. Okay, the rest I think should be okay. Just wonder, and then when because of your RO2, you find out that workload is the most influential factors. So when you do your recommendations, so you should highlight on the workload because of the workload impact is quite important. Over even though the beta value is 0.3 something, so you have to explain that. So when you develop your recommendation, so you might follow, you relate those with the regression analysis. For example, you have three variables that is significant. So you might consider that when they want the company to develop the new package, so they have to consider those three. Okay? Because of when you say about the recommendation, you just like briefly explain. Don't focusing back to the finding of the regression. Because the finding of the regression is, you mentioned that three significant, right? So it means that three is important. Okay? The rest it should be okay. But I have a lot of small things you have to do, especially on the citations and reference. There are some citations in your report. It's not there. It's not listed in the reference list. And then miss up years, name, something like that. In terms of the formatting, please check again on those. I will write the detail later in the report. Okay?
Appreciate it.
I think that's all. Congratulations again.
Thank you, Dr. for
Much. Okay, but one finish that slide. We see you. The words. I don't know. Dia dah tambahan dah. Tapi saya rasa masa memang banyak soalan tu banyak.
Thank you, Nana.
Is Syahmi ready?
Ready?
Okay, so you guys Your time start 15 minutes for presentation. All the best. Bismillah.
Him. Very good morning to Syahmi and rest of the panel. For today, we are going to present on our study.
Boleh? Ya. Kacau.
So our title of study is the critical success factor in increasing green initiative production at Johor Berhad. So by doing this study, basically we are going to assess TPB commitment to explore the challenge and to provide the recommendation to Johor. So the study is basically was conducted at Johor Berhad. So this is the background of Johor Berhad. Established in 1977, Johor operates a total of 1,000 acres and equipped with 24 WAP and currently employ more than 1,000 employees. So in terms of world ranking, we are ranked at number 8 in terms of largest port operating company. So for the background of study, so ports basically are important for the economy and the international trade. However, alongside with the economic growth, there is a negative impact given by the port, which is environmental impact. So there is a limited research on the critical success factors influencing the green initiative within Johor. So for problem statement, basically the UN, United Nations, has established SDG. And one of the SDG number 13 is climate change, which is to combat climate change. And Maritime IMO, International Maritime Organization, has stressed its commitment to combat the climate change aligned with the SDG number 10. So listed here is some of the environmental initiatives done by Johor, climate change, water security, pollution, resources, and biodiversity. So for research objective, we have 3. Number 1 is to determine the level of green initiative at Johor. Second, to explore the key success factor influencing the adoption of green initiative. And that one is to provide the recommendation to Johor. So our research question basically will be in line with the research objective. So for our scope of study, our study focus will determine the GBB green initiative level, explore the factor influencing the green initiative, and provide insight to Johor. For research framework, basically we have 5 independent variables. Number 1, environmental policy and regulation. Number 2, technical leverage. Third one, economic leverage. Fourth one, human leverage. And last one, operation and management. As for our DB is DBB Green Initiative Success. So from this variable, basically we developed the hypothesis which has been tested, and the result will be explained by my colleague. So for literature review, when we conducting this study, we adopt the resource-based view theory. The resource-based view theory states that a company's sustainable advantage is mostly due to its precious, rare, difficult to replicate resources and replace resources. So we have listed in slide at least 2 journals that support our variable. However, in our report, we have listed more than that. So you can go to our report. For methodology, I will pass the floor to take this.
Thank you, Fitri. Assalamualaikum to Dr. Syahmi and examiners. Shall continue with the presentation of research method that covers the study sampling procedure, data collection, and analysis plan. We adopted a quantitative research approach as our primary method. Our study utilized probability sampling of the targeted population, JVP, medium management, heavily involved in initiative including of target staff. According to Scarin, the sample set body should consist of at least 103 staff. We collected data using a self-invited 5-point Likert scale questionnaire comprising 31 questions distributed across 6 categories. Questionnaire were distributed to the target population via Google form and emails starting from 22nd April to 10th May. We achieved a response rate of 84%, requiring 87 respondents of the targeted 100. SPS version finance software was used for examining data obtained from the questionnaires. Data were analyzed using a statistical tool that are firstly descriptive statistics, secondly Pearson correlation, thirdly from the alpha industry multiple regression process. Now I shall move on to analysis and results. Firstly on JBP relative SWOT analysis. For JBP strength, according to the year 2017, among major seaports in Malaysia, JBP has one of the lowest carbon emission intensities at 52.8 tons of carbon dioxide equivalent per ringgit million revenue, thus minimize environmental damages. For JBP weakness, according to Safi Umar Ahmad in Baskaran 2020, many JBP workers wouldn't provide updates on initiative implementation due to lack of proper performance management that is product of knowledge of its progress. For JBP threats, according to one of the Kampus and Kampus 2022, disruptions to port operations may lead to significant economic consequences as international regulation on port pollution increase. Port committees must address environmental concerns. And lastly, for JBP opportunity, there are numerous great initiatives that could be implemented by leveraging some of the initiatives offered by JBP sister companies such as Malacca Corporation Berhad, Gas Malaysia Berhad, Aliran Eastern Resources Berhad, and Alam Forest Berhad for the continuous development of sustainable technologies. To create JBP Green Initiative strategies, two strategies was used. First strategy under JBP strength and opportunities promotes the use of less energy consumption product like the use of LED for lighting. Secondly, weakness and opportunities generate strategies on lack of funding that can be addressed by JBP continuous deployment of sustainable technologies to attract more investors. Third, strengthen and threat generate strategy where JBP can constantly update its policy to reduce environmental harm according to their business activity and enforce it on their port operators. And lastly, weakness on threat is by improving JBP's public initiative, knowledge gaps to adapting to environmental changes and corporate dynamics. The first data analysis tool applied was descriptive analysis to describe and summarize the data gathered from the respondents. The questionnaire for each variable is based on response using 5-point level scale, with 0 indicating strong disagree to 4 indicating strong agree. The average descriptive analysis result shows the respondents' answer on all of the variables indicate a tendency toward agreement with mean ranging from 2.35 to 2.6. This slide shows the result for Pearson correlation. Based on the result shown, no multiple unit issue were identified, with element evaluation, operation, and management having the highest correlation of 0.75. The final result of the relative study are presented in this slide, revealing a high internal consistency with combat of far larger than 0.7 for all of the variables except technical average. As for technical average, the final combat alpha score was 0.58 after 3 items were removed. According to Hinted FL 2004, the score of between 0.5 and 0.75 suggests moderate reliability. Therefore, for this study, the reliability level, fundamental policy, and regulation in technical average were determined as moderate reliability. The multiple regression analysis result this page shows the 5 predictors have a strong positive correlation. R squared for coefficient of determination indicates that 99% of the variations in independent variable can be explained and accounted for by independent variable in this regression analysis. Another 1% explained by other factors. Based on the result in the table, operation and management achieved the highest beta of 0.879, followed by human average with a result of 0.144. Only technical average achieved negative beta, which means the initiative of success is expected to decrease with the predictor variable in question increased by 1 unit. In this slide, concluded that based on the p-test result from the regression analysis, all independent variables except environmental policy and regulation have a significant relationship with GDP success in green initiatives. I shall pass to my colleague Faridah to continue with the presentation.
Thank you, sir. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I will continue the presentation by explaining our chapter 5, which is a conclusion. I will start the presentation by giving an overview of the PESTEL analysis that we have conducted as one of our strategic tools that we have developed to basically answer our research question number 3. So we'll start with the pastel, political. Point number one is government regulation. Analyze various government policy affecting green practices at the company with special reference to the report. As for the economic, number one is the cost implication. Identify how state and local government agency green resources reflect the report financial cost of green initiative and saving. Point number two is financial resources. Evaluation of the report financial capacity to implement green initiative and potential economic benefits. As for the social, point number one is awareness and training. Assessing staff and stakeholder of the report about the level of awareness and training in executing green activities. Stakeholders engagement, evaluation of the current perception of the various stakeholders towards environmental conservation and the impact of the perception of the use of green strategy. Next is the technological. Point number one is current technologies, evaluation of the current technologies utilized by the report for green activities or products and their efficiency. Point number two is the technological constraint, review of the technological limitation and challenges that the report encounter in introduction of green technologies. Next is the environmental. So point number one, environmental law, overview of the legal qualifier and an analysis of the law that plan the environment in relation to the report green outlook. Point number two is compliance challenges, discussion on different aspects that render the realization of legal and regulatory requirement by the report operating challenging. Last but not least, with the legal, point number one is the current environmental impact. The report and analysis of its current effect on the environmental and the way that the incorporating of green activities can reduce the effects. Point number two is sustainability goals and analysis of the performance based on the sustainability initiative, progress of the company with comparison made to the report. Okay, I will continue with the key findings of our research. This slide is basically to answer our research question number one, which is what is the level of green initiative at the report. The report appointed EY by using benchmarking methodology among the 5 port owned by MMC Group. According to the report was ranked number 3 in terms of total carbon emission produced and ranked number 2 in terms of carbon emission intensity ratio. As for electricity consumption, the report was ranked number 4 among 5 further reports and ranked number 2 in terms of lowest electricity consumption intensity, which measure electricity consumed against its revenue. As a conclusion, based on the above finding, we can conclude that the level of green initiative at the report can be considered as satisfying as compared to other federal reports. Okay, for this slide is basically to answer our research question number 2, which is what are the key success factors that influence the report green initiative. As previously explained by my colleague Musa, from the multiple regression analysis that we conducted, 4 of the independent variables, namely operation management, technical leverage, economic leverage, and human leverage, have significant effect on the green initiative success. However, based on the multiple regression analysis, the independent variable, which is environmental policy and regulation, does not have significant effect on the report green initiative. Okay, as for answering our research question number 3, which is what is the key success factor and recommendation for business to effectively implement green initiatives utilizing business tools. Based on the SWOT tools and pastel analysis that we conducted, here are the proposed key sustainable initiative for the report. Which is number 1, efficient cargo handling procedure. The optimization of the port operation through the use of efficient cargo handling procedures, the utilization of electric or hybrid port equipment, and the reduction of vessel turnaround time have the potential to reduce emission. Number 2 is the financial incentive for utilization of clean energy, promoting the use of fuel that are less polluting by encouraging vessels to use LNG or other cleaner option. Financial incentive should be offered. Number 3, connection to the shore, contributing to the connection of shore by the position of shore side electricity to vessel dock, hence removing the requirement for the vessel to waste the fuel. Last but not least, the creating green space for the port area. Investing in the creating green space in the port area, such as the smart building, energy efficiency lighting, building technique, and develop the management system are sustainable are all options that should be considered by the board. That's all from us. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much for the presentation. Congratulations once again. Okay, let's proceed with the Q&A. Just want to check. Lunas, dengar kan? Boleh?
Nak.
Yeah, bisa ke boleh kan? Right. So before we proceed with the technical questions, again, let's take a look on the fundamental question first line. So first question, what motivated you to conduct this research?
When the says that this issue is central to when so feel that I will responsibility. For example, like I national maritime directed has established policy and so GHG wasn't happy. So I'm very encouraged to drive towards them.
Malaysia also a part of the United Nations state, members of the organization, also should be part of the drivers that drive the sustainable agenda of the SDGs towards the agenda. The goal is to achieve all the 17 goals in 2023.
And we talked about the SDG goals, we have active goals, right?
Yeah.
So what contributions are you looking forward to making in this area of study?
I think this area of study is more focused on to reduce the emission and to reduce the carbon emission and the greenhouse gases.
Okay, so based on the research that you have conducted, throughout the literature review and all, where do you see GPB and the SDG goals? Is it still far away or it's progressive?
I think it's progressive, but it's in a slow moving phase. But towards the thing.
So, is your research will be able to provide them with an impact? Let's say, can be somewhat give them an insight for them to boost up their progress.
Yes, the application cost based on the in our thinking already identified by variables and find that especially to on the human
Okay, so moving forward, I would like to give you some general comment first. Okay, so when I read your thesis, to be honest, I actually enjoyed reading your thesis, but it has this kind of it contains so much technicalities. Okay, about what and then EPCO and then so many things. So it's a bit mind-boggling, but it can also the reader can also get it's along the way. So here, on to the general comment, please recheck, especially on the formatting and on the overall formatting, please ensure that you adhere to the latest APB guideline amendments 2024 given by the EGBS. Okay, so not saying that it's major, but I can see some part of formatting still happens. Okay. So yeah, reach out spacing, the paragraph, the subheadings, the main headings, the main chapters, for example, it should be font size 40 instead of 12. Please recheck that. So, and then also recheck and revise the formatting for the references as well. For the appendices, make sure you label the appendices individually. So sub and everything, label them individually. Right. So I do have 45 comments, so you can go through after this. Okay. Let's proceed with the technical questions. Okay, I'm seeking clarification on this line. Okay, in chapter 2.2.1, driver related indexes, port throughput and GDP. This is page 16. Okay, again, this is much more on the technical chapter, but I had difficulties understanding this. You did mention finding indicate that port throughput has a significant impact on GDP, while having an opposite impact on total retail consumer goods sales, TRSCG. Okay, yada yada yada, and you presented with SI, TI, and then moving forward, there's a sentence mentioning there will be major repercussions On the environment and sustainability aspect from the anticipated 15%, and then you continue with regard to the port of Liverpool at that time. So what are you trying to say from this? Page 16, driver-related indexes.
Basically, as I mentioned, the increase of report activity right
Okay.
so, however, the increase of the productivity of report will keep a negative impact to the environment. For example, most of the machinery that being used in robots are diesel-based. So when they depend the productivity increase, emission produced by the machine will be decreased.
So why part of Liverpool out of sudden? That is significant to say the part of Liverpool. Are you doing some benchmarking?
Yeah, benchmark. So this is how that in terms of fulfilling the initiatives towards increasing.
Alright, perhaps you know better understand them, especially on introducing, why part of Liverpool in the first place, and why is DRCG, for instance. Okay, so you can connect the sentence better. Alright, moving forward, page 16, and also page 16 and 17. Just want to ask you that, is it really necessary to explain 2.21 and also 2.2.2 on the literature reading? Why?
Okay, that's talking about what we are trying to benchmark. Okay, the right previous to the Mokidan landforms. And then what is sort of the findings?
Some sort like a background.
I see. Then it should be the background step. All this is good, full of details and all, technical jackets and also very technical. Just that some part of the content should be really important. Okay. So moving forward, page 19. Okay. This is regarding JPA. The Johor Port Authorities. Okay. Well, Port Plan 2013 to 2020. You did mention the Green Port Strategy has been distinguished as one of the key presentation points, KPI. Okay. But that one is the plan for 2013 up to 2020. So is there any up-to-date program? So, KPA 2020.
Now, there is no position that is very
So that's it. So Junior Authority just ended before Seattle 2020. So moving forward, there's close, I think.
there have been initiatives that they have been implemented, it's still
But they are also trying to, I am to deal with the they are following them. They are also adopting the IMO to implement what we
Got it. So where is the Green Port Strategy right now?
It's not worth because they engage right to ports.
So we need to say that although it's up to 2020, it's still not ongoing process.
The second initiative and the team.
So the next self-initiative rather than compulsory business.
Because it is not possible by
Interesting. Okay. So moving forward to page 21. Okay. Again, it is somewhat disconnected there. So page 21, you did mention this study synthesized the basic concepts upon ... And the next sentence, again, you mentioned this study is the content analysis. So both of these studies refer to which studies?
I think they don't be sentenced and let's see what was the general that we are
Alright, okay, moving forward. Okay, we still have 10 more minutes, right? So page 22, yeah. Okay. Bisa bagus. Itu bagus sekali. Topik is interesting because I can see throughout it, right? The ESG on the part of what is still at, we need more, especially on part of the ESG staffing, heritage ecosystem, thing that you had mentioned, right? So page 22, you did mention there, the first sentence, environmental projects are costly and have a negative impact on the economy. However, the second sentence following is that recent empirical research indicates that integrating environmental responsibility enhances economic performance by raising revenue. So which one? Negative, positive impact?
In our point of view, basically, to implement the green initiative, for example, if you want to charter LNG power plant as compared to the conventional one, the diesel power. The power is around 15 to 20 per day. The charter rate. However, if you want to charter LNG power plant, the charter rate will be 30 or 35K. So the cost will be when we want to implement the green initiative quite high compared to the conventional one.
Okay.
So the cost basically what we transfer the cost back to the customer. So that is why the item.
And contradicting just for the
Yeah, but I think the point I will be saying is what we want to see here is the initial cost to adopt the green initiatives high. And it will impact directly to the company's
consequences potential.
But as a result of that, we get
Yes, again, better products needed here. Good point. Okay, next, page 32, we move on to chapter 3. So you did mention you are using probability sampling that is running.
Yeah.
Okay, so in sampling we have probability and non-probability sampling techniques. So can you justify which sampling technique that you use?
specifically okay.
Okay.
With something, but we have a quantity.
So it's a simple random sampling.
That makes it super important.
So you have to have. Okay. So say that you did mention the population of the secondary level management right is 136. And then we decided to go with 103 understanding.
By referring to the people.
Yeah. Why don't you use for the sampling techniques then? Okay? The overall population is so simple.
Basically, not only but the direct then corporate department assembly in charge finance bank, they are not directly we deal with the QAC things. For example, the operation, they are the one who deals with the machinery that we are proposing to switch from the base to the electric base.
So let's say you exclude that, and you need to deplete the right amount. And you're excluding for co-op and also you have to justify if I say you use simple understanding why. That's what you mentioned just now. Okay. So moving forward to question page 35. You did adapt the question of safe, future, German, and all 2023. So one question is, how reliable was this question before you decided to adapt that? Was there any kind of roadblock outlook? Okay. Perfect. So moving forward, page 90. Who's page 19? Tadi masih human lagi. Alright. Yes, page 90 sembilan puluh. 90. Jadi masa. Alright. Yes. You did mention here numerous legislations and initiatives found the legality of green initiative to make the box cleaner and also cleaner, right? You presented so many legislation here. We have IO, MARPO, and then we have Singapore Environment Protection Act 1968, and then we have Korea Act 94A. Again, IMO 2020, Global Sulfur Limit, the amendment again to 1.4. And last one, we have the capital Greek, right? Greenhouse gas previously was wrong. So here, do this legislation differ from the other? Whichever is an overlapping that JB be adhering to one. Because I got confused when I read this. So, okay, do this legislation overlapping with one another, different from one another? Yeah, so many legislations on the part of thought.
On their origin country, imposing that, for example, if you want to export something that to that particular country, then you apply with that. For example, the EU legislation that then want to export our vessel and we want to part our vessel enter into that area, then we apply. English.
Okay, all right, moving forward, on the part of the reverse simulation, page 70, the multiple regression analysis result. Okay, I want you to justify, because I can see that your aspect value and your adjusted aspect value are 0.990. Okay, so are they very similar? First is similar value. Second issue is that your aspect value is too high. So can you justify?
Actually, the result was confirmed by our advisor. I'll ask to confirm results.
Okay, saying that you confirm the result is justified. Okay, because you know what, 99% of our strike is behind. So perhaps you read before the academy and justify. So, okay, because we confident somewhat to throw the council.
They say we need to support because it's
Definitely, definitely. So the same goes to
You
have to justify. Yeah, the same goes to your chapter 5, if I'm not mistaken. You know, you have run the analysis chapter 4 on about multiple regression. This is significant, this is insignificant.
Yeah,
For example.
okay.
So in chapter 5, you need to elaborate, discuss. Okay. So if let's say this is significant, okay, where are the past studies that this is significant, for example? If let's say if it's not significant, why? You still need to justify. Okay, rather than just a report. Okay? Have you looked at it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. On the part of page 86 to page 91. How did you derive your recommendations? Because I can see from, if I'm not mistaken, figure 2.12, if I'm not mistaken, your academic construct. It did mention you're going to do SWOT and, you know, to run your analysis and then TOS and then PESTEL in a long way. So I can see that your recommendations are very lengthy. Again, how did you derive your recommendations? Does it really connect to your result chapter 4? And then from the SWOT, TOS and PESTEL, so which one will you bring?
How we answer that? Try to provide the condition. We bring back from so from the let's put them so we try to get that so sort of answering each of our especially by that's what we try to do now.
Okay, say that you really want to get this, so please make sure that it's in line with this. So if let's say you propose suitable initiative, which is the Article 3 here, it is much more manageable for the readers, for banners to read instead of giving faster and for A of the B as the detail, you came up with too many recommendations, right? So might as well bring back on SWOT and then especially the analysis. Okay, what variables are significant and build your recommendation for that. Get those and make it faster. And perhaps instead of giving 20 recommendations, why not just 5, 6, the detailed recommendations. So that will be much more effective. Okay, I think that's it. Probably thank you so much for your presentation and for your message. Well done. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm sorry I didn't address your supervisor, Dr. Rajazrin. It's on the line. Hello, Dr. Rajazrin. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi. Ya saya.
Okay, kecil juga.
Alhamdulillah.
Kemaran tu.
Okay, thank you Dr. Syahmi. Congratulations.
Okay, so
Student.
kita akan settlekan, nanti kita akan jumpa dengan student. So thank you very much for being online. Kalau terasa nak live the meeting pun is okay, tak ada masalah. Okay, kalau katakan nak tunggu sampai habis, nak tengok, dipersilakan. Pun tak ada masalah. Okay, thank you. Nanti kita akan jumpa. Alright. Ya, menghargai orang yang mendengar. Okey. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yang diraihkan pelajar-pelajar yang kita membentangkan, yang kasihi pemeriksa kita, Dr. Nafikin, dan pemeriksa serta advisor yang lain, terutamanya pada advisor Profesor Dr. Ahmad sudi datang semata-mata nak bagi support kepada anak-anak salian, termasuk juga advisor yang ada atas salian, atas kekangan lain. Dan juga kita ada juga Dr. Zurina daripada AAGBS. So your time is actually 15 minutes. Okay, to present, and all the best. Dengan lafaz bismillah.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. To all panels, my name is Azairiah binti Muhammad. My teammates Muhammad Haikal bin Safian and Nida bin Abdul, and our supervisor is Professor Dr. Ahmad bin Maka. Today we will present our thesis that is examining factors influencing intention and participation in income bracket contribution among sitting personnel in Johor Bahru, Muar and Pasir Gudang, Johor. The case study of Masa and Johor zakat collection. This is the outline we will present after this. So let's start with chapter 1, background of state. According to Abdul Rahman et al. 2022, zakat is one of the 5 pillars of Islamic faith, a mandatory type of Islam to which every Muslim is obligated to make contributions. However, according to Majlis Islam Negeri Johor 2023, the collection decreased from the year 2022 to year 2023 with amount 258 million 884,113 and 43 cents. The collections still fell short of Majlis expected collections, which is 358,362,022. Majlis Islam Negeri Johor collected only 72% from their actual target.
Okay, these are the problem statements from our study. For the first point is the underperformance in zakat collection. Despite being the fundamental pillars of Islam, the compliance of zakat on income remains low. According to March 2023, the zakat on income collection, they can only achieve only 66% from their target collection. So, for the second point is the significant regional disparities. As we can see in the table, Johor Bahru, Muar and Pasir Gudang recorded the lowest performance to meet their zakat collection. So we can see that for Johor Bahru and Johor Bahru, Muar and Pasir Gudang, they only achieved to get 60%, 65% and 66% from their collection. As for the third problem statement here, we have the lack of awareness and knowledge. According to Bahrain 2019, he said that insufficient awareness and understanding about the obligation are still low among the potential contributors. As said from Saat 2020, there is a significant gap between the expected value and the actual value from the collection, which highlighted that they need more intention in collecting the zakat on income. As for the fourth point, the influence of various factors on zakat compliance, we have the first psychological aspect, which is the attitude influence the zakat payment behavior. And the second one is the organizational factor, which is the transparency and the credibility of zakat institutional. So as for the impact of this insufficient collection, according to Ahmad 2019, it will deficient the management of the zakat. Ma'ruf 2022, it will hinder the Muslim economic growth. Jadidiyah 2020, it will hinder the effort to combat with the poverty in Malaysia. And the last one is Azairiah 2020, inability to narrow the social gap between the richer and the poorer. So, as the easiest said, that richer become richest and the poorer become poorest.
So we move to the research objective and research question. First, RO1 is to analyze the current situation of Johor civil servant personnel towards zakat on income contribution. We go to RP1 is what is the current situation of Johor civil personnel regarding zakat on income contribution. We use the analysis for SWOT analysis. And RO2 is to identify the intention of attitude, knowledge, government policy, MAIS credibility, and MAIS transparency on zakat on income contribution. For RQ2 is how do attitude, knowledge, government policy, MAIS credibility, and MAIS transparency influence zakat on income contribution. So if the analysis is Bayesian correlation and multiple regression. For RO3 is to provide recommendation using business rules in maximum zakat contribution among civil personnel in Johor. And RQ3 is what recommendation can be provided in business rules to maximum zakat contribution towards civil personnel in Johor to use the goal analysis.
Next, so second chapter is literature review. Literature review of research provides a comprehensive analysis of existing research related to zakat contributions. According to Al-Hashimi 2014, zakat on income is a mandatory charitable practice for eligible Muslim victims for taxation. Its calculation method varies with contemporary scholars, emphasizing its obligation based on specific criteria. According to Hafaz al 2022, zakat education is like Majlis Agama Islam Johor play a crucial role in collecting and distributing zakat. Individual must meet the nisab based on 85 grams of gold. Zakat rate is 2.5% of total annual income according to Majlis Agama Islam Johor website 2023. Funds are allocated to 8 eligible recipient categories as now to promote social and economic equity concerns and include transparency issues and the need for more effective enforcement and regulatory updates. According to Majlis Agama Islam Johor 2023, challenges in achieving targeted collection concern arise from the report in 2023, where zakat on income collection in Johor was only 66% of the target. The deficit may be attributed to changes in psychological, political, and organizational factors. Lastly, according to Bahrain 2019, lack of intention among Muzaki and adequate knowledge among Muzaki contributes significantly to the zakat on income collection shortfall, and international non-compliance may stem from a misunderstanding of zakat's important disposal and payment methods.
This is our study theoretical framework. As we refer to Bahrain 2019, we refer to the theory of planned behavior as our theoretical framework. So in here we have 5 independent variables and 1 dependent variables, which is the first one is the attitude, second is the knowledge, third is the government policy, the fourth is the credibility of MAIS, and the last one is the transparency of MAIS. And our dependent variable is the income, zakat intention, and participation.
So we move to academic contract. This figure shows the flows of academic contract structure, which will investigating factors influencing the intentions pay zakat of income. First thing is attitude. A positive towards zakat enhance the likelihood of participation as individuals feel motivated by the benefit and satisfaction of fulfilling religious duties. Second is knowledge. Greater understanding and awareness of zakat principle boost compliance as people are more informed about their obligation and the significance of their contribution. The government policy is clear and supportive government policies facilitate easier compliance and encourage participation through legal framework, incentive and enforcement mechanism. And the fourth one is credibility. Trust in the institution managing zakat fund is crucial. Credible institutions sees as transparency and efficient foster higher participation. Last one is transparency, open communication about fund management, good trust and confidence as people can see the impact of their contribution, encouraging ongoing participation. By this idea, we put the SWOT and goals analysis. We move to the methodology. We start by restarting our research problem, objective, question, and hypothesis to build on what we found in literature review. The time reason is in 1 month. To gather our data, we choose a quantitative approach because it allows us to study clear cause and effect relationship between the variables. For our sample, we use non-probability sampling from 7,978 Muzaki, but from 3,696 in our targeted area. We selected around 400 participants to ensure our result will have 95% confidence level with 5% margin of error. We distribute the questionnaire from online platform we cover everything from basic demographic to specific question. We also use the data analysis from batch alpha, mean, and standard deviation, correlation, and multiple regression to identify the intention of attitude, knowledge, capability, mark credibility, and mark extremacy on zakat and income contribution. Lastly, we use the tools analysis for our team to provide recommendation using business tools in estimate zakat contribution from civic in Johor.
This is our analysis findings of RO1, which the RO1 is to analyze the current situation of Johor civil personnel towards zakat on income contribution. In here, we are using the SWOT analysis. So the first one is the strength. The first one is the strength is the religious significance and obligations among the Muslim personnel. And the second point is the establishment of zakat institution like Ma'ij. The weakness here is there is a lack of intention and understanding also among the zakat contributors. And the second point is the inconsistent information disclosed by Ma'ij itself. The opportunity here is we have the policy enhancement by the government and also the educational initiative. As for the threats, we have the economic factors, for example, COVID-19, and then the public trust issue towards zakat institution.
So for findings, analysis and findings for RO2, which is to identify the intention of attitude, knowledge, government policies, mandate akan sustainability, and market accountability, transparency, and market interaction, which is we use present correlation and multiple regression analysis. In correlation analysis, it indicates positive relationship, strong positive relationship between attitude, knowledge, government policy, credibility, and transparency with intention to contribute income zakat among the civil servant. Personnel. So next, second table, which is the multiple regression analysis. Overall, the finding is underscore the importance of transparency, knowledge, credibility, attitude, and government policy in shaping government civil personnel's intention to contribute income zakat. Highlighting these factors have significant prediction, understanding zakat contribution behavior. Both table we can conclude that it shows strong positive relationship according to Bahrain 2009.
So this is our analysis and finding of RO3, which is to provide the recommendation using business tools to maximize zakat contribution among civil personnel. So we are using the TOEFL analysis here. We are using the multiple regression summary as mentioned here in the top right corner. Okay. So for the threat here, we have the Durbin-Watson statistic, which 1.938, a value is close to 2, which suggesting that there is no significant autocorrelation in the residuals. As for the opportunity, we have the high adjusted R square, which is 73% of the variance in intention to contribute to zakat is still explained by the model. And the weakness here, we gain the moderate standard error of estimated of 3.51614 that suggests the typical deviation of the predicted intention to contribute to zakat from the actual observed values. And the strength that we have here is the 0.59 indicates a strong relationship between our independent rivals and also our dependent rivals.
Hence our Hence our recommendations for TOEFL analysis. First is strengthen intention and efficiency campaign, which is SO strategy. Secondly is enhance research and development, which is WO strategy. Thirdly is policy advocacy and collaboration, which is OT strategy. And lastly is risk management and continuous improvement, which is WT strategy. By adopting this strategy recommendation, Majlis Agama Islam can effectively leverage the insight gained from multiple regression analysis to enhance intention to contribute zakat among government personnel in the area of study.
So we move to the conclusion and recommendation. Firstly, is trying to make the most of strong positive relation by individually subjective marketing effort that emphasize the advantage of zakat on income. And secondly, utilize government funding to improve zakat education program, raising intention and knowledge problem. For the opportunity, can tweak the alternate strategies in case zakat contribution are impacted by a restriction and address the challenge of public trust as well as strengthen the legitimacy and transparency of zakat distribution.
As for the weakness, the MAIS can provide support mechanisms such as zakat contribution assistance programs to address the financial issue. They can also minimize the perception variance as well as to enhance the standard of communication among the government policy. And as for the threats, put some policies to guarantee the resilience and the stability in the finances during economic downturn. And the threat number 2 is to encourage the collaboration to strengthen the policy consistency and the efficient execution among the zakat institution and government organization. So that's all from us. Thank you.
In conference, we have reached at the semester 4. At the end of the month, okay, my first question is, look at your titles.
Yes.
Basically, you are doing on intention to participate, right? Okay, I believe that you should not put separately, because I guess when you look at your title, you are saying that examining factors influencing intention and participation. But when I look at your regression model, it was like intention, right? So by right, it was like intention to participate. So maybe you can change it instead of put it as to take away, remove the N and put it factors influencing intention to participate in the income zakat contribution among the same. It's super stupid. Okay, you are studying on the Muar, Johor Bahru and Pasir Gudang. I'm not too sure whether you have to put all this, because at the end of the day, you explain it. But to me, it's quite long when you put in, you can just Johor, instead of putting all the three. To me, it's quite long. So you may just remove the Johor Bahru, Muar and Pasir Gudang, put it civil personnel in Johor. So a case study of Bagi Zakat, because at the end of the day, Bagi Zakat is actually one institution in Johor. Am I right? So that's the thing. Okay. Let's go to the chapter 1. Okay, when you look at the chapter 1, you punya problem statement just now, you are saying that there was a drop in the zakat collection from 2002 to 2003, right? Which is actually, that's why you choose the 3. Okay, may I know how much percentage reductions in Johor from 2002 to 2023? Berapa percentage? Because you are talking about Johor, you must mention the Johor first, you know? Because we are talking about Johor, the south, right? You can just calculate over there, whereby you just look at 2023 to 2022, the difference, and then you divide that. I think it's about 30% or 29%. Am I right? I think you need to highlight, instead of you are saying, because when you do the region, the district, you are saying that this is 69%, this is that. But what about the overall of Johor itself? So then it's not only saying that there was a total collection decrease. So maybe it will be good if you can put in terms of percentage by 29%. So that's been highlighted, so when you go for so you can see that the district is actually, the drop is quite far away from the overall, So that's why it makes you why you wanted to do on the Pasir Gudang, Johor Bahru, because overall in Johor there was a drop of about 29%. I did calculate yesterday, but let me check again. So and then from that you may say that why you choose this one, because of because you mentioned just now was 60%, 60 something, all the 60 something, right? So that was actually above the average. That's highlighted why you are. It was like twice of the of average rule. I mean, you can add up on that, okay? So that to emphasize. more that you are focusing on the Johor Bahru, semua akan sekolah. Mungkin lebih tambah dari situ. Okay, good. You have some data that shows why this one. This is that you have add on that. Okay, what about in terms of research objective? Can you look at the research objective? I think there's an error here. Okay, R2. You are saying research objective to identify, okay, that's not the intention. The intention is actually is a dependent variable, right? So you're talking about to identify the attitude, knowledge, government policy, faham, clarity on this zakat. So intention is actually dependent. I know you should not include the word intention on the research objective. Okay, when you look at the research question itself, it was like how to execute blah 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 into the zakat. Okay, that's on this. Okay, I did discover when I look at that track, some of that there was an inconsistent. You know, I did check out the lack of awareness lah, you know. You are looking at tensions, right? So be careful on that. Please check back, because throughout I baca, letak intention. Because you are not talking about awareness, you are talking about the intention to participate. That's it. So that's chapter 1. And we go by chapter 1. Oh, I'm not the examiner. It's not you. Okay. Okay. I thought I got another examiner. Okay, that's on the date. Okay, that's on the objective. Okay, let's look on the literature. Okay, I realized that some of the literature there's no citations. Because you did put blah 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 say that in, but there was no citation. And make sure your citation must be up to date. Because if we look at page 18. One more thing, before I forget chapter 1, definition terms. Okay, whenever you do the definitions terms, you must make sure that the definition must have citations. You know, some of that we use unnecessary. For example, on the knowledge, what is knowledge? No, attitude. You tend to have explaining the attitude towards the intention. By that, you should explain what was the meaning of the intentions in your study. Where you must support it with the citation. So please look back at your definitions of the terms. The government policy pun sama, you cakap, I mean you mentioned the assuming the effectiveness of government policy regarding zakat on income. That's the thing. I think quite few and you tend to ignore the citation on the definition because the definition comes from the citation of previous studies. So that's very important and make it short because we're not talking about the to examine. So what do you mean by credibility? You know? What do you mean by transparency? What do you mean by protections? So be careful on that. So please make it clear for display. Because for chapter 1. Okay, let's go to chapter 2. The chapter 2 here is actually again time to be rid of citations. Okay, when you look at the independent variable page 20, you are seeing the attitude construct refer to psychological dispositions of individual towards zakat. Okay, what do you mean? Who is actually author are saying this? Mean you analyze that a lot of citation missing in the literature review. So it must be also the latest one, at least 2007, 2008 onwards lah. Because important kalau dia tu main one yang then you can protect. If not, try to very avoid of having the okay. So that's very important because I think because when you choose, okay, how you choose the variable itself, it was based on the previous picture, right? Okay, that's right. Okay, I also wonder the government policy. Why you have government policy here as one of the variables?
Because the government policy, we have the policy for the zakat to the payer of zakat, but they put strong, not I cannot say punishment. Because if they didn't pay, then we should punish, the government should punish someone that pay, right?
So you are saying it's like you are suggesting this one?
Yes.
Okay, by the way, how do you get government policy as one of the influence on the intention? Because when you talk about zakat is actually under majlis agama Islam. They have their own, I mean, so in a way, what the government have done in terms of incentive, if you pay zakat, you get some rebate.
Yes.
Right, so to me, it's not about government policy. I would say that it's more like government initiative. That government, no, what does government give if you go and pay zakat? Policy means that it's more like guidelines, law. Because you cannot punish me, government cannot punish zakat. It's not religious. Not religious, how could you not? It's already stated you have to pay zakat. So that is based on that. So I would say that it would be good if you can get from the government initiative. I mean, to help, to encourage more civil personnel to participate. It should have some incentive. One of that, you can see that from kita punya, what we call it, defining, kita punya tax. So one can see that in zakat, rebate will be count. That kind is actually encouraging. That's why some people, they got people who actually don't want to pay zakat, pay campaign. What they do is they pay. And in fact, for us lah, kalau macam I tengok kalau ada few of my colleagues, bila you nak kurangkan you punya PBCB yang bayar $, tu, what happen is that you increase your zakat. So definitely okay that impact. If not, you akan bayar. So, then it's like you tend to be more Islamic way of sebab bila you bayar zakat tu memang you are in line with the what's supposed to be. So indirectly you are helping the economy of socio-economy of the Muslim lah. Because if you talk about tax, it's just that for the not specific for Muslim. So in a way I would say that not policy, it was like more by the government initiative. Now government have given individual dapat some initiative for rebate. Maybe in terms of you're talking about individual, right? Maybe in terms of kalau you buat corporate mungkin dapat some exemption. That's encourage them to why not I pay zakat rather than I pay. So I think you have to look at it not policy, government initiative. Initiative is more like incentive lah. What kind of incentive they're giving? Okay, and then you ada 5.
Yes.
Oleh,
Korupsi,
credibility, and you have theory. Okay, what was the theory you applied then? Social theory, yeah.
Where is it?
You know TVD? Tapi kat sini Aras, I dengar that you talking about you cakap pasal
Social, yes.
social, social.
Actually, before this, we did some correction. Actually, we used the TPB, but then we changed the theory because technical error.
Okay, kalau TPB, what was the main element supposed to be?
The awareness.
You have the kan dia ada punya, you should know that one. Bukan cannot simply say anak punya TPB. They have attitude, health.
Attitude knowledge.
But ini you ada credibility, you ada TPB dia ada their own punya. Because I baca you and attitude dia ada subjecting form kan. So I'm not too sure about the other 3 variables. So if you're talking TPB, you must make sure that you apply
All the
But kalau tengok nanti kalau you tak nak guna TPB, because now you dah dah pun takkan you nak hit. So maybe I think you make your psychological theories. Okay. I think this mentions that.
Yeah.
So that's more relevant rather than rather than
TPB.
But TPB is ada
sini kau ada. Dengan media ni. Actually don't know, you know, you tak boleh kan. It's not PVP. PVP tak. Okay, and then hypothesis. Okay, look at the hypothesis. Page 24. Okay, attitude, knowledge, government policy, strategies, all are 5 are right. They cannot combine in terms of hypothesis. Look at your hypothesis, page 24.
Yes. Attitude and knowledge people mind.
Cannot. Because attitude is one hypothesis. There's no attitude has no significant influence. The now must be has no influence. I mean, there's an error here. Even typo or what, try to look at the null hypothesis here because here you cannot combine. You know, you must speak at. So basically here we have about 5 hypotheses. Okay, I think the finding was 5 hypotheses. But when you move to your chapter 2, put it combined, which is not consistent. It must be consistent. And again, it's wrong to be to combine. So cannot combine. Yeah, because each of the variables has their own one hypothesis. Okay? And it must be studied that attitude has no significant influence as in our hypothesis. So there will be alternative uses as evidence. So please take note on the 2.5. Okay. Okay, your academic construct is chapter 2. Page 27. But you don't need a diagram, but you don't need illustration. There's no illustration on that. Oh, 30 seconds. Then you look at the finding. Which variables have an influence? From your finding, but the whole variables is influence. Influence intentions or the intentions. Okay. So basically, the attitude, the knowledge, the capability play a role of the contribution. Okay, when you look at the findings, I think Paus itu macam what is it you're using? And then this one, I think the taus is actually you just recommendation.
Yeah.
And then you mentioned what.
Exactly.
So this is actually statistic. Because when we talk about we not talking about statistic punya value of the regression.
Already from our source, we get the source which is from this the explanation.
So what I understand, those they are coming from the graph of 15% flat, which is not coming from the what you call it, the communities from multiple regression. It was like coming from the check of the representation. That's actually supposed to be there.
Oh. It should be that our recommendation is inside the RO thing.
Because you are being that you pakai go to me for recommendation, right? This is the one that.
So this one is our RO trees.
Yeah. So maybe your conclusion or recommendation, you may have your own what you got from the observation or what you see. I know. This is supposed to be that. And again, when you got your recommendation, that's chapter 5. So she's actually coming from first tools. Now, we're supposed to be this one. That's this one.
Okay.
It's not about, it's not about,
So this is
it's not about findings of, from the, this is from the multiple regression. The multiple regression is actually meant for the second objective. Remember, for the first one, you're talking about current situation, you pakai sport. Second one is actually your multiple regression is actually using for the second objective disabled, which factors that influence attention. And for the recommendation, you're pakai. Yeah. Habis. Sorry. I have to correct you. Double. Oh, I have to stop it. Habis. Ada last soalan ke macam tu? Kita pun nak masuk bulan ni. Cukup lanjutkan orang marah saya dah banyak dengan dah sampai correct, it's not correct tu. Nanti saya mengalahkan ilmu yang salah. Betul tak Dr. Zurina? Dr. Zurina dalam Dr. Zurina. Dr. Zurina.
Dia ada tu. Citation perlu ada juga dalam recommendation you lah, tapi tak payah ada. Sebenarnya, so have to be careful on that day.
More citation needed lah.
Yes. Because this stage, bila kita bila, kenapa kita bila baru ni? Because people study kan. So now we are trying to adapt it to our study in your position. That's the thing. Supaya dia apply ilmu pada applications lah. Not like the normal research. That's why you have the recommendation, you have the current feature because sport and because kalau yang normal research is just about multiple regulation, there's no proof and correction. Okay? Okay, sorry, I have a lot of press. Not, I have to correct it because from my experience being a panel, you know, aku pernah jadi provide, aku pernah jadi panel, so I have to correct this number. And that's all.
Thank you, Dr. Syikin. Are you online?
Okey, doktor. Sabar
Yes.
menunggu.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. Okay,
Ready to grind.
Okay, so kita ada pemeriksa kita, Dr. Azairiah ni dengan pemeriksa yang lain serta advisor group lain, terutamanya group ni punya advisor ialah Dr. Azairiah yang berada di atas talian. Okay, kamera di sini kalau katakan nak tengok kamera. Okay. So you have 15 minutes to present and the floor is all yours. All the best. Bismillah.
Assalamualaikum everybody. Good morning to Dr. Azairiah, and to Dr. Azlin, our supervisor, and the rest of panelists. Today, we will present our applied research project titled Factor Influence Student Enrollment at ETM Space. For the table of contents, we proceed with introduction, literature review, research methodology, analysis and result, conclusion and recommendation. But before that, first and foremost, we would like to apologize as we will presenting on our latest character report. However, we are open for any question and recommendation for any improvement. Here we proceed. So I pass to that presenter, Farah.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good morning to our panel, lecturers. My name is Faridah and I'm delighted to present our chapter 1, 2 and 3. So Malaysia higher education sector is very crucial for economic growth, human development and also technological innovations. UiTM is one of the 20 listed public university in Malaysia. UiTM Space, which established in 1993, manage the undergraduate program and offer part-time, full-time and also the professional training. So, the problem statement of our study is started when there is a declining number of students enrolled at UiTM Space. From the screen we can see, from the year of 2019 until 2022, it was recorded of about 41% decline percentage. This situation affected UiTM as UiTM Space is a substantive contributor to UiTM fiscal revenue, whereby it also impact the university financial stability, academic resources, research and also the infrastructure investment. Therefore, there is a need to address the factor influencing student enrollment to develop strategic intervention. Our research question, there is any significant relationship between the independent variable and dependent variable? Okay, our research objective is to identify the factor influence student enrollment at UiTM Space, to determine the relationship between IB and DB, and also to provide recommendations and solution using business tools for enhancing student enrollment at UiTM Space. This is our scope of study, where the study is to understand the shifting of demographic in Malaysia and globally that impact the student enrollment. This is the definition of terms. The key literature, this is the key literature where focus on the variable. For brand image, this spoiler highlight the importance of branding in higher education institutions, influencing enrollment, student retention, and also the academic achievement. Furthermore, for the university reputation, have strong influence on the student retention to choose the higher education institution. Next, this is the academic construct that listed our IB and DB. This framework is adapted and restructured, taken from Result et al. 2023. And the hypotheses from us as shown from the screen. The hypotheses are developed according to the research objective. Next. The research is a descriptive design whereby it employed quantitative research method, and the research instrument is survey. Survey was distributed to the first year bachelor degree by convenient sampling techniques. The study successfully obtained about 150 respondents. The data, then this is our research instrument, secondary data, primary data, and also the field work. The data analysis that we going through all from this research are SPSS, descriptive analysis, reliability analysis, correlation, and multi-regression analysis. Next will be the SWOT analysis of the study. The strength are strong brand image, comprehensive service support service, positive university reputations, diverse financial assistance. For the weaknesses, limited market differentiation, lack of understanding the cost effectiveness concept, and also dependency on government funding. For the opportunity, we listed government grant, scholarship, and industry sponsorship, and industry partnership, and also combined with the technological advancement. The threat of the study are social demographic shift, economic factor, and also the regulatory changes.
So, Assalamualaikum, my name is Aras. Now I would like to present on analysis and the result. So here are the profiles of respondents who participate in the survey. The data provide insight of gender, age, academic qualification, monthly income, employees status, and also list of faculty. So as we can see in the data, there's a 51% were males and 49% were females, was balanced gender distribution among participants. With the highest age follows by 18 to 24 years old, which is 39%, and followed by 25 to 34 years old with 35%. And the highest levels of academic represent 56 respondents were possessed by bachelor degrees and 52 respondents were diploma holder. And for monthly incomes, there's provide insights into their financial backgrounds and affordability of UiTM space higher educations. Therefore, the 67% respondent were employed fully times, and the highest representative with 37% were from Faculty of Management. So here, this description analysis. Brand image has the highest mean score with 4.0886, showing a strong impact on enrollment cuts, followed by service quality and university reputation also play a significant role, which means score close to a student enrollment with 4.00 and 4.01. And financial factor were considered as the lowest mean score, such that it's less critical in enrollment decision compared to other factors. And overall, the low standard deviations for all variables suggest the amount respondent on importance of this factor. However, the highest standard deviation for university reputation with 0.636, showing validity in university reputations. The mean and standard deviation for student enrollments. Overall, the data indicate positive perceptions and willingness among the respondents to recommend university to another. For means and standard comprehensive image, they are generally commit to university that positive perception through this commitment may be tested in their preferred even the progress is not available. Meanwhile, for the mean and standard deviation for service quality, overall the data indicates positive perspective of service quality at UiTM space. And for university reputations, the data also indicates positive perspective on the UiTM space reputation, offerings, and commit to the various aspects. And overall, the data suggests that the responsibility generally perceive that financial factor have a positive view on the cost and affordability aspect in study in UiTM space. And here's our reliability analysis. We're using Convex alpha with a threshold of 0.7 for the high reliability. So the Convex alpha value for brand image was found to be 0.886, indicate a good internal consistency. Followed by service quality with the high reliability also that shows values of 0.969. That suggests a strong internal consistency. The university reputation also have a good reliability with the value of 0.953 indicate consistent management in university reputation. And lastly, financial factor also have a strong internals consistency with a 0.931, suggest reliability management of financial consideration. So next will be person analysis. Here's are the thumbs table that we're using. The question suggests that university reputation has a stronger relationship with the students, enrollment, followed by service quality, brand image, financial factors, and indexing order correlation strengths. So university reputation shows a strong positive correlation, followed by service quality, brand image, and lastly, financial factor that demonstrate strong positive correlation with the student enrollment. And here's are the multiple regressions. Multiple R was employed a certain percentage of variables between independent variables and all independent variables together. So the multiple correlations, which is exceed 0.7, indicate a strong positive relationship between the financial factor, brand image, university reputation, service policy, equality, and the dependent variable of student enrollment. So the R-square value 0.547 indicates around 44.7 indicates student enrollment at the space. The adjustment value itself suggests around 3.4% the variable student enrollment and accurate captured by the model. So overall, the financial factor, brand image, university reputations, and service quality all appear to be significant roles to influence student decision to enroll. So lastly, the regression of coefficients. The significant value is determined whether the dependent variable have a relationship with the dependent variable that as a result has to be the value has less than 0.05. So looking at the table, we can conclude that there's two acceptable hypotheses and two rejected hypotheses. So the acceptable hypotheses are university reputation with a low p-value 0.0 indicate a strong positive relationship with the student enrollments, and also financial factor that moderate positive relationship with the student enrollment with the p value of 0.010. That happens accepted as an impact on the student enrollment. So the rejected hypotheses are the brand image and also service quality. As the brand image had a p-value of 0.200 indicates a weak relationship with the student enrollment. Service quality with a weak possibility inverse relationship with the student enrollment. So these two hypotheses it has been rejected. And then I will pass on to the next slide.
I continue with those analyses, which is explained here. The German space has a strong brand image, comprehensive support services, and a positive reputation, which it can leverage to expand program offerings and engage industry partnership. UiTM space also faces challenges such as limited market utilization, lack of understanding of cost effectiveness, and dependency on government funding. To address these challenges, UiTM space can develop with unique educational offering, integrated technology, and diversified revenue stream. It must also prepare to adapt to social demographic shift, economic factors, and regulatory changes by utilizing social media, expanding scholarship programs, and seeking private sector partnership. Strategic information, as we extract from the course analysis, expand the scholarship program. For example, as we focus on this study, is on part-time degree, which is undergraduate. So most of financial institution doesn't provide scholarship for undergraduate and undergraduate, which is part-time. And then online and hybrid learning style for UiTM space. I believe they have online classes, but not covered all courses. For example, engineering not covered under online. There must be physical class. So technology integration, as you speak, by using VR, virtual reality, and AI. And last one is social media platform, advertisement, and influencer partnership. With this one, we can use social media platform as advertisement aggressively, and we can use UiTM space can use influencer partnership to be ambassador of UiTM space. As a conclusion, the study of the factor influencing student enrollment and its space reveals the complex interplay of elements that shape prospective student decision. The analysis revealed a significant status of relationship between the space student image, service quality, reputation, and the financial factors towards student enrollment. Few strategic recommendations are suggested to help student space in increasing the number of student enrollment. These strategies aim to address the key factors in student enrollment and leverage opportunity. By focusing on these areas, student space can enhance its appeal, improve accessibility, and provide a modern, engaging, and flexible educational experience that meets the expectation of contemporary students. That's all from us. Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation. Okay, and congratulations, you already reached this stage. Okay, so I proceed with comments and some recommendations. So overall, I understand what you are doing. Okay, it is just my comment can be added as for improvement for your writing. Okay, so at first, when in writing, this is academic writing, when we stated this one overall comment, and I go one by one. Okay, for acronym, so kena letak nama panjang this. So what is the long name? For example, UTM, UTM space, and then you ada mention HRD core. So all those acronyms, there should be a long name first. Okay, and then overall the readings, you have all the tables, you have all the figures. However, there is no mention about the caption in the writing. So you have table 1. So it should be table 1 refer to what. You cannot just put the table there and then leave it there. No, cannot. Okay, I think that from the beginning chapter 1 until the end of the chapters, all the part of that missing. Okay, so cannot tak boleh ada put table 1, table 3, banyak, and then no mention in the writing. That one, okay. So, and then for citation, this one for overall, okay, this cosmetic papers, okay. For example, like when we want to mention the name, for example, like Farah Hijab, kita letak Farah Hijab kan. So, the name tu tak ada equal. Contoh Gallagher, SR to remove. Okay, citation, we just put the name. Okay, so now I go level chapter by chapter. I put the name right. So, at first, untuk chapter 2, page 2. Okay, first mention dekat second paragraph tu set 2040, right? Okay. Most of the time, when we write citation, we mention the issue first. Barulah kita supported by the study conducted by this institution. Okay? So, normally jarang study dan finding semua, baru kita finding. No, finding empirical study what is the issue, then barulah citation. Okay? So, and then, in the introduction, we talk about the issue. So, issue on the enrollment, issue in education, I believe that there's a lot, talking about the issue. So, I realized that the citation is quite old. 2009 to 2014, it's already 10 years back. Which the education background, I think that within the 10 years, so much happened. So the issue should come from the recent publication, recent research. Yeah, okay, because 10 years apart, so many changes. Okay, so I realized that so many citations all are good. Okay, 10 years is too old. Okay, next I go to the page 3. Okay, page 3. There is a word here, enormous trends. Kan? Atas. Second row. Okay, you mentioned that about variation. So, put statistic there. Because of why? When we talk about a reduction or something fall, so there must be additional statistic. You have it at the back, but you mentioned it here. Variation. So, how much? So, I baca ada 41% tu ada. So, put it here. Okay, just admin. Yeah. Okay, next. Okay, macam table-table ni semua is not mentioned in the report. Okay, to page 5. Okay, page 5, there's a word. UiTM recently attained the esteemed status of research university. I think that can do recent. So the long now. So many years, right? We want that to do under ARIM. So remove the word recent. Okay, and then I realized that you have done the oh you ke? So letak dalam online. Hello. Yeah. Okay. So I realized that you have done the proofread. Is it for all? The whole report. Okay, because I still find some grammatical issue here. For example, like research objective, simple things. Okay, I still can see lah some grammatical error here and there. So maybe mungkin can try to check back, read back again to see this one the final should be no simple grammatical error tu tak nak lah. Okay, so and then I go to the scope of the study. I suggest that research question should be at the top and then objective. In the presentation, you mention research question first. So rearrange. Okay, next is for the scope of the study. Okay, scope of the study is the parameter of your research. So it should begin, you have to mention a part of research design. So you are conducting what kind of research design? Descriptive. So mention lah here again. So okay, what is your research design? And then sample design. Okay, sample design is missing from at this part and also in chapter 3. Sample design. It should be probability, probability, right? I don't see in chapter 3 too. Okay, it should be written. Okay, and then so I skip to LR. Okay, basically, for writing of LR, I don't have so much problem. All the citations are recent, but then, most of the time when we do a research, there should be a model or theory that being applied or adapted. Okay, I think that one, I don't see any. Can you explain to me what is the model that has been adapted in this study? Or any theory? You mentioned here somewhere, adaptation of the framework. Okay, page 15. Page 15. Ada bawah sekali. Adaptation of the framework. Okay, based on the case study of IIM and IUIM. So what is the framework that has been adapted? So because of even though it's applied research, but then to come up with the research, you must have supported model where you refer to. Okay, can you explain?
This one academic construct that we adopt and accept.
So that, it should be there. Okay, in the before you explaining the variable, the adapted model, I want to see what is the model is being utilized. Because it's missing for LR. Okay, and then okay, page 19. Page 19. Second paragraph. This study conclusion on the quality of service. So I think that your punya proofread tak okay pun. Because of this study conclusion, in LR we don't talk. There is no words conclusion tu dekat awal nak cerita tu. Okay? So I macam betul ke buat proofread ni? You proofread ni tak apa okay pun. Sorry.
It's okay.
Okay, so page 21. Because I see a lot of construct ayat tu tak berapa best. Yeah.
Okay, any suggestion?
Okay, appropriate.
No. The
conclusion tu stated right. Sekejap.
study stated like that.
There's the quality, kan? Because you are referring to the past study, right? Okay, so mungkin past study is kata stated that the quality of service and itu semua, okay? Okay. This study tu adalah, this study is your study or the past study? The words past study, so it's not this study. So previous study ke, past study findings ke, stated that something, okay? So kita bagi cantik writing tu. Okay, next. Page 21. Page 21. Okay. Result at all. Nampak tak? Bawah. Okay. Present rate. What is the DV? What is it represent the stated that price represent the independent variable. Okay, sorry. This one is the price is the IV. Is it right? Okay. So just it. Okay, page 1, this one dah ada komen. 22 tu yang gallagher, sugar, buang acronym. Yeah. Okay. So I move to method. Sorry. I go to hypothesis first. Okay. So for hypothesis, should be the explanation first. Baru you hypothesize. You mention and justify the relationship of past finding, and then baru like mention what is the hypothesis. Okay, suddenly hypothesis kat atas, baru justify. Macam memang tak kena. Macam tak kena, memang tak kena. Okay. Justification atas. Lepas tu, okay. So from the justification that we have discussed before, okay. So the following hypothesis is formulated ke, developed ke. So to highlight the hypothesis yang we dah justify, the relationship yang dah justify. Okay, so now I move to method. Okay, so research design is descriptive, and then sampling design. Apa sampling design for this study? What is the sampling design for the study? Convenient is sampling technique. So meaning that convenient is fall under non-probability sampling. So the explanation of non-probability sampling should be there. Okay, what is the meaning of non-probability sampling? You can refer to sekarang book. Okay, is already explained in that book. Okay, so missing that part. Non-probability similar add in dalam scope. Scope is your parameter. Okay, so next. All the figures is not being mentioned. Okay, yang tadi ada cakap. Okay, next analysis. Okay, I go for analysis. I think that yes, we have a very good analysis here, but then in the applied research, okay, even though research, academic writing, there must be citation because this is your findings, right? So you dah mention past study findings. So it must be, okay, in analysis, supported from previous research. This one missing for all parts. For analysis, yeah, should have some past study findings that mentioning, okay, this one memang betul-betul significant lah. Okay, and then you have two variables that is insignificant, not supported, am I right? Okay, but then your hypothesis is supported. So you should have add in studies, okay, past study findings, ataupun you have to explain why in this study setting it is not significant. So you must have justification. Kita tak boleh kata significant, tak significant, habis. Cannot. Yeah, there must be a justification why it is cannot it's not significant, that cannot supported, and then should be adding with some justification, try to find out, okay, the negative findings in. Okay, research is very big, so I believe that for other study setting pun ada juga yang insignificant. Okay, boleh. So this one applied for the analysis part and also the recommendation. Analysis, yeah, analysis. On the analysis, you just mentioned about what your finding is, but you have supported. You must support that from previous findings. Okay, and then research recommendation. Yeah. 1 minute. Okay. So for recommendation, also the same thing. Okay, mungkin boleh kata, yeah, all the variables are important. For marketing, I believe that marketing strategy, CRM, financial assistance. So put some justification. Justification come from supported past study juga. Okay. Satu je lagi. Sekejap. I nak refer. For SWOT, there is no diagram for SWOT. But you have photos, but for SWOT tak ada. Explanation ada. Can you add in the diagram under analysis? Okay, those ada. SWOT tak ada. Tengok lah, diagram tu ada. Those ada, SWOT tak ada. So, dah those ada kan? Kau dah sekali untuk SWOT. Okay, so that's all for me. Thank you, Dr.
Okay, thank you Dr. Azila. Alhamdulillah, Dr. Zurina. So that's the end for our session today.
Okay, thank you, Doctor. Thank you, everyone.
Sini, kamera sini. Kita tengok atas tak nampak, tengok kat sini. Dia kamera dia jauh juga tu.
Thank you, Dr. Tahira, for facilitating the session.
Tapi Dr. Zurina, alamak, kita orang record tak boleh dah tanya soalan sebab semua nak tahu pemantau ada ni.
Nanti kita akan bagi ni lah.
Okay, alright.
Ini conclusion nanti.
Okay, thank you Dr. Zurina. And thank
Okay, bye. I may leave. I leave this session now. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Bye. Assalamualaikum semua.
Salam. Okay, you guys boleh keluar. Alright, terima kasih.